It is about the company, about me. I'll give quick intro if you need about the same. Like I have overall of 14 plus into consulting experience, including of domain. Okay, I'm a mechanical engineer, 2011 passed out, and initially I worked for a manufacturing companies for a year. Then I joined a company called Bharat Electronics Limited. There I worked on a business and SAP application. So 11 to 15, I was into in that domain. Then 15 onwards, I'm into consulting. Okay, so I worked for Integrated Data, Infosys, Accenture, and PwC. These four are IT firms, and I have handled initially support project, data migration, then moved into a AMC project and all, like maintenance kind of a project, right? Yearly management of such open change request or development customers are looking for. Then I got into implementation project. From 2019 onwards, I got into implementation project only. So almost 4 years I was into implementation S/4HANA, Greenfield implementation project. Brownfield, I did not do much. I got into a Brownfield one implementation project, but I don't have much exposure in the Brownfield. So if you ask any questions on Greenfield implementation project, I can give you such detailed knowledge on the same. Okay, and I have managed maximum international projects only, and one domestic project in Bangalore. Okay, after 2023, I'm fully into execution of tax skills requirement, technology training on SAP S/4HANA, corporate level requirement, or any retail, anyone look for a detailed custom courses or program on SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. I'm a coach. Like in the evening hours or morning hours, I generally coach who are all looking for such experience as a customized requirement. Not like conventional training I'm doing. I'm working on the real time sharing the experience of each process. Okay, along with my expertise in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, even I worked on plant maintenance, production planning, sales and distribution, and extended warehouse management requirement. And even I was a quality management consultant initially. Then, but later I have completely switched into metal management and sourcing and procurement side. So, if you ask what is my strength, I can say that sourcing and procurement subject matter expert level, I know very well about how to handle the solution for this particular module. Okay. Okay, let's get into the course curriculum. So in case you have any open questions, you can come back with that doubts and okay, Prashant, what exactly you are covering in this area, so you can ask me. So let me follow first all the area to cover, just to give a brief of the same. Okay, then you can put up questions and we'll have a general open questions and Q&A, and then we can close the session for today. Okay. So initially, even you know or not about SAP landscape, I have to explain SAP landscape part, because this is an initial understanding everyone should have, like how exactly we define or maybe in a project implementation time, how we develop a landscape for any project. Even I have worked on two different landscape based on the acquisition of the company. So where one company, big giant company who acquired two different set of companies, and after that how they manage to handle two different landscape, right? I'll be going to explain. That is something unique experience which you will not be you never got such experience, right? I'll give that understanding of how exactly two landscape will be handled when acquisition happens. A company acquire two different companies, they want to keep separate landscape. Okay, that will be really interesting one. Then after you understand about the landscape, then I'll be getting into the TR number, like TR in the sense how exactly transport requests are managed. Sometimes you follow the solution manager, SAP given solution manager to handle the transport request, or sometimes you can go with the IT tools which are all available in the market, like Jira, BMC Remedy, or Service Now. Or ServiceNow is more about support. I've seen in my experience. Even you can find in the market DevOps and all DevOps. I have used in last previous organizations. So we used to follow that for the entire implementation project. Okay, to carry out all the open tasks will be available in that means created by project management team will create such task, and from that you have to generate the transport request, and you can capture the changes in SAP S/4HANA. Okay, so if anyone worked on SAP ECC, it will be similar in SAP S/4HANA also. You don't find any changes in managing the transport request. And I'll be briefing about the transport request with the few steps, okay, how exactly you can manage and manage the delivering of that particular request TR number into production. Okay, so nowadays, like even functional consultants are also taking care of releasing the transport request to production. Before and all, we used to follow the basis team support. But if you have an experience, okay, then you can just do it with your like you will have access to do the same. And then you'll be getting into implementation methodology. Just stop me in case you are not able to see my screen. I can maximize the screen also for your to have a have a more clarity. Okay, here. Okay, so implementation methodology, you all know that in ECC we used to follow ASAP methodology, but in S4 HANA sourcing and procurement we follow the activate methodology. So I'll be briefing all the phases of activate methodology, which you have to know at least theoretical and also practically how to handle the same set of data. Okay, like process flow and documentations. So under implementation project, you can find different phases, and in each phase, what are the areas you have to focus and how to manage the documentation part. Documentation part you should know very well. Okay, then project preparation, it's similar to ECC. There is no difference you can find in S4 HANA. And project plan, how exactly project will be delivered and what are the phases, like in the sense how you can manage to kick off meeting. Initially there will be initial kickoff meeting will be there, right? How you prepare a team for a IT side, and also there will be a team on business side. Okay, I can say stakeholders or subject matter experts, group process owners, GPOs, and like super user. The different set of people will be there on respective vertical. And whether you know or not, we will be calling as a O2C, R2R, S2P, PTF, like that we'll consider as a vertical instead of going with the module level consulting or module level implementation, or I can say execution of the process flow. So R2R means record to report, O2C means order to cash, P2P means procure to pay, and PTF means plan to fulfill, like that. Okay, and any other area if you see in the implementation time, that will be that you can multiple consultants on the same. I'll come back with your questions. Okay, if you have a chat, just I'll just come back with that. Okay. This is just a introduction part. I know it's not much interesting one, but I'll be briefing it because all are asking about what are the areas are covered and how much time I'll be going to spend on you. That all I'll be giving such detailed information. Okay, and the scope and out of scope, this is really important when you are leading a project. Okay, as a delivery side you are working and you are going to join a company, startup company or medium scale company, there you don't find any proper setup, or maybe you have to decide about the scope and out of scope. That is very, very important. So if you mention like it's in scope, then you have to deliver the same in that same budget only. In case you mention out of scope, then definitely later stage you can implement such out of scope requirement, and that will be additional chargeable for the customer. Okay, and business blueprint documentation, it is similar in as is to be, like as is means whatever today business is following the process, right, in their current organization, in any ERP or maybe ECC also they are following, and they want to get into S4 HANA sourcing and procurement. In the sense, not only sourcing and procurement, any model they are going to implement in their project, right, completely from the scratch, designing everything from the scratch and making all the process flow, right, that all they have to document. Okay, business blueprint document is very important document, which you refer from the start to till end of your project life. Okay, every time you just revisit that business blueprint documentation, because most of the things are written over there and will take a sign off from the customer. Sign off is not really easy. That is really difficult, because a lot of things you should discuss and you should make sure that okay, customers are really happy about your BBT document, okay, which you have prepared according to their expectation. And reports, interface, all this will come under RICEFW. Okay, RICEFW means report, interface, conversion, then enhancement, forms, workflow, like that. 6 different objects you will be finding out during the I can say explore phase, right? Explore phase, you will find that the gaps which customer are looking other than the SAP S4 HANA best practices given, right? So you have to make such a list of all the gaps. Gaps means which cannot be handled with the functional support, right? Functional consultant cannot even drive such requirement, which needs a ABAP support, where you have to write a functional specification which will have all the detailed logic which you can submit to a ABAP. They can start working on the development and they'll prepare technical specifications for the same, how they manage to handle development activity. Let me admit. Okay, great. So this reports interface and all will come under RICEFW object, like conversion, forms, enhancement, workflow. Workflow, I cannot give any real-time scenario like how exactly you can develop the workflow, but I'll give a demonstration of each and every business side on the sourcing and procurement, what areas you can find a workflow and how to activate workflow and how to like you utilize the existing workflow given in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement standard. I can show you. Okay, activation part is not in my hand. It requires workflow consultant support also, and definitely it needs a lot of effort. You have to put a lot of effort to work on the entire workflow development. Enhancement also, I'll give a couple of examples like how exactly a screen enhancement will be done, or maybe Z development to be taken care on the same, right? Or maybe some interface development are taken care, then okay, then I'll be giving interface and reports, like Z reports are developed really in a S/4HANA or not. I'll give a clarity because in S/4HANA implementation time, right, we are completely going with nowadays on the business intelligence platform, right? As it S/4HANA analytical options given by SAP S/4HANA, there we will be going with that such kind of analytical reports to develop instead of going with the Z reports. And also we will be following the SAP Fiori application, and it is maximum Fiori application given by SAP S/4HANA that we will explore through the SAP Fiori library. I'll explain how to find the like list of all the Fiori application based on the versions. Okay, I'll be going to give a S/4HANA 2023 on-premise version experience because most of the implementation done till now 2022, 2023, or 2020 or 1909, whatever the S/4HANA on-premise implementation done, right? I'll just give a such experience to you all, like what are the Fiori applications are like you utilized, or maybe like we will do a walkthrough to users. Okay, that I'll explain. And also in case you want to develop some of the Z applications, Z apps to be developed on Fiori side, you can develop such requirement too. Now everyone is going with, right, business is getting into, our SAP S/4HANA is not going with any implementation of ECC or on-premise, right? It's completely now not in the market. Like SAP only going to give a public and private cloud edition requirement to drive, and even they are in on-premise today, on-premise version they are using today, they are moving into public or private cloud. On-premise they are moving into private cloud because private cloud will have a more editing option compared to public edition. Public edition is more about just you have to follow the 100%, like 95% of system given options are matching with the business execution what they are doing today. So they'll go with the public edition, or else business should get into private edition. I'll give that brief understanding of what is public edition, what is private edition, what is GROW, what is RICE, right? RICE is for a large scale industry. They are going to implement SAP S/4HANA, and for GROW is about the small scale or medium scale industry. They are following the concept of GROW and RICE. That I'll give you a general understanding when I'm going to explain about the business process blueprint documentation preparation and this or RICEFW object, right? Then key data structure will come into picture when you're working on like what I can say, you're planning business blueprint planning, what I can say, mapping of all the logic is really important. Okay, where you will be discovering all the changes the customer is looking for. Then you prepare a key data structure, which will be kind of a Bible, I can say, where you have to do the configuration by referring the key data structure. Okay, you have to prepare a complete key data structure for each and every configuration which you're going to do it. Example, you take our structure, right? Organizational structure for enterprise structure, which you're talking about. You already know about the same because you're into SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement consulting side. Definitely you'll know about that, like how to define all the plant configurations, or maybe store location configuration, purchase organization configuration, purchase group, right? All the organization structure you have to define really well, and even company code, company code, and controlling area, business area, all that will be given by SAP S/4HANA FICO consultant, right? They'll keep their own key data structure, and also we create from a respective module wise. You create a key data structure which you refer during the configuration time. Definitely you know about realization phase is more about configuration phase, right? Which will have a more you refer key data structure and start working on configuration. Then you create the configuration rationale document for the approval process. Okay, you have to take a approval from your peer, or you can give it to a senior in your team, and then they can look into your changes. Then only you can do the releasing that changes to quality to production. That I'll give you a brief in the tomorrow session. Okay, about transport request, landscape and transport request management, I'll cover it tomorrow for 1.5 hour time. And yeah, then we can just continue about the coverage part one by one. Okay, and I'll be keeping all the templates for all of you to refer. What are the templates will be referred during the project implementation. I can keep as much as possible latest template which we have reference for your understanding purpose. Not like, it's not like any project which we are doing today, because it's not good to share any kind of such information as per the NDA. So we will not share any sensitive information of the client. Okay, and the FUT and all test script, it is more it will come under the changes which you're doing in each module side in development system. When you're going the development system, right, you create a configuration, then you create a functional unit testing documentation for each changes, then you can manage to handle the testing of the same. A test script will come under even unit testing also, integration testing also. Integration testing will happen in a quality system where all the module changes will be moving into a quality system that will be tested by each module experts. And yeah, finally we do a like group meeting where we'll have a end-to-end testing of a business flow. Scenario will be more, right, like more than 15, 20, 25, 30 plus scenarios will be there in each project. So you have to make such kind of a steps, and like kind of a pilot test also you are going to do it. Okay, I can say co-pilot, kind of, not co-pilot, some word is there, I'll come back with that word. So that kind of a testing will be taken care during the one phase where you have to completely test everything, positive negative testing of such scenarios, and will be submitted to business users. They will come back with their testing, they do all the testing, and it's called user acceptance testing, right? UAT will be done, then only you can move the changes from quality to production, pre-production or production. Okay, roles and authorization matrix will give you a reference how exactly we will decide about each roles and authorization matrix for a buyer, or maybe a strategic buyer, operational buyer, or inventory analyst, or planning engineer, procurement executive, or purchasing manager, like such kind of roles in a company. So then what kind of authorization can be given to them, and how you can sit with the how the team security GRC team will take care of such kind of roles and authorization matrix to be set up, right? So yeah, so that will be given as an example. I'll give some example of roles and authorization matrix also. Cutover activity is more about, you all know about this, or maybe I can give you more detailed knowledge on cutover activities, where you can keep all the ready data of all the data migration activity, right? All the data from other legacy system, or maybe ECC to S4HANA, you're going to load into SAP S4HANA version, right? How to handle the data migration activity, how many days you will take, how many weeks of time will be handled such kind of a cutover activities, and what are the steps to be taken care, prerequisites, right? Support, assistance, and how you can manage the cutover activities in a real time, and how do you manage manual configuration also. Some of the configurations are not moved from moved in transport request, right, or maybe customized request, which will be handled manually. Like example, you can take a number range configurations, or you can take about the class or characteristics, or you can take any manual configuration which will not have a capturing of your TR will not come into picture. It will not show any pop-up to change, to save it, right? That will be handled directly in the production system. Okay, that's called manual configuration. We'll keep a number of manual configuration Excel sheet and start doing the save during the cutover activities. Okay, before we change, we move changes to a production without some manual configurations are missing, right? Then you are not able to create the data in production when it is go live, right? When you are saying about run or deploy or run, right? For go live time, you should have a minimum data in the production, then only you can do end-to-end actions, and then you can say, hey, we are go live, we are able to print a purchase order form, we are able to print, or we are able to print the invoice receipt. Okay, we are able to receive some GR, and okay, the packing label is printed on the box. Okay, we are going to store it. Okay, one end-to-end solution like process will be taken care, and we'll say, okay, go live is good from the MM side, or maybe any module side. Okay, then flowchart of business process, definitely we'll give a reference of how to create a flowchart for each scenario. If you talk about subcontracting scenario, but it is not subcontracting scenario, it's straight case, but they have some custom flow. Or you are talking about STO process, but they have some custom expectation from each flow. Then you have to develop such a flowchart by using the Visio diagram or Visio that one tool is there that will be given by a company. Then you can use such kind of a Visio chart and all. You can create such process flow. Okay, that is really important in every like a scenario basis you are going to create, right? You have to demonstrate to the stakeholders during the initial stage. The BBP is similar thing. Like I mentioned, business process document initially, right? Same only. BBP document will be given. Like you have to prepare such document, then functional specification will be managed by functional consultant, where we detailed the way we'll write the logic and all to make ABAPers to understand this process flow. Then TS, I'll take some example of how ABAPer will create technical specifications and how you just check before you go with the testing. Okay, once FS is created and that will be given to ABAPer. ABAPer will develop all the logic, then they'll develop technical specification, they'll submit you. Then you go with the testing of that particular object. Okay, so it may take few hours to test such kind of a changes, and then you submit for the review. Okay, then ABAP dictionary, table and field names, all these are standard knowledge which I can give you some transaction codes, and even I'll be going to give it some knowledge on functional aspect, right? Or how to manage data, like table level management, some table update activity, then how to use batch jobs and all, right? Transaction SM36, SM37, then how to utilize the SE11, SE37, SE38, then SE80 transaction code, and even about the transaction code, like copying the standard T code and creating new T codes, right? That will be like just general information I can share with you, not like developing in an SAP S/4HANA sandbox. Definitely, it will take a longer time to execute, but I can show you one end-to-end process of query development. Query, how to create a query for any data to download in SAP ECC. Okay, you have a today your company is using SAP ECC and you have to download all the data into Excel sheet, right? Then you can develop such query, simple query, and you can download the data into Excel sheet, and that you can upload into S4HANA. And LTMC migration cockpit and LSNW object to use, and BDC recording process, all this we can I can explain you all by referring the couple of knowledge bank or like documentations to demonstrate. So even I can take some example of LTMC migration cockpit to upload the data into S4HANA. That I will try out, because recently released like version has a app. Okay, that I have to experiment first, and then I can demonstrate. And it will be same in uh, private cloud and public cloud, which you can see about the loading of data. We are following the LTMC cockpit migration cockpit app only. And if something is not working out with that, we'll go with the LT mom, which will have an option of editing of such template or maybe object given by SAP. If nothing works out, then definitely we go with the Z program to upload the data into SAP S/4HANA system. Okay, BAPI, BADI and all, it comes under, yeah, BDC, all under technical side, and definitely on the functional side, whatever knowledge is required, definitely I'll be going to share the example of different BAPI, BADI, BDC. And even we can make a list of all the BAPI, BADI and all we'll be using in which cases, and whether we can go with the BAPI for a purchase order development requirement or validation activity, how you can manage to handle like uh, report development in that, and how you select the FM functional module, and how you decide, okay, this functional module is really good for this changes. If you go with the inventory MyGo, and there you want some change BAPI, or right, like how you take that reference, and how to go with the T code and find the such options and selection of that particular BAPI, and then develop the logic accordingly. And this is all about the uh, just I will be giving configuration steps, or what are the areas will be covered, and finance, SD, QM, all this integration will come into picture, right? Even PM, PS, right? Production planning already there, plant maintenance and project system, then end-to-end implementation project, all that, how exactly handled in a real time, how much time it will take for any project to complete, whether the company codes are, I have managed to handle 55 plus company codes in one project. It's very huge project. Still, it is going on, in the sense it may go take longer time in other organization level, right? It depends. It's year, 1 year they plan, or 2 years they plan, or 3 years. It keep on extending based on the how many company codes they have, or maybe region they are implementing the project, or maybe SAP is there still in their company, but still they're going with the SAP S/4HANA, right? So Greenfield Implementation project and everything they design and execute. And about the support project, rollout project, interview preparation, discussion, and interview, all this will be taken care in the end of the session, which I'll give you a general knowledge about how to handle the support project requirement. If you are already good with support project, you can ignore it. And rollout project, how exactly it's taken care in any company side. And I'll just give such experience sharing. And interview preparation, I have some couple of questions I can even share tomorrow. That today I shared that couple of questions what interviewer will ask about your implementation project knowledge, right? So I have to give such knowledge to you how to crack it, in the sense at least to say about your experience. Today you know about support project, you know about rollout, you know about how to handle the assessment of projects, but you never had a chance to work on implementation. Even I never had experience of implementation before I joined Accenture or PwC, right? So there I got an opportunity to work on implementation project, right? So it took a very long time to get into such implementation project. So it's a choice. Like whenever you get such a chance, you have to start working on implementation. Don't be in a situation where I don't know this, how I can do it. No, just jump into the same and start working on it, explore, and automatically you can start delivering the project. It will be a little difficult initial stage, but later you can do it. Okay, but as per my understanding and experience, support project will give a lots of experience. And people think, okay, implementation project is really good, but it's not that much knowledgeable thing. But for the delivery purpose, yes, you have to know such thing, but you should have a kind of a risk taking situation will come into picture. And also you have to extend your time during the cutover and go live time. You have to be there in the system for a long time. Okay, so yeah, so that's about the project and what are the things we do in tax skills that you can see here about these success stories. And this is all about the general thing about the tax skills. Okay, if you have any concern or questions or anything to write, you can write it to support@taxskills.com, or you can reach out to this number, right, for queries or questions, or you can drop a WhatsApp message. Our team will reply, respond for the same. Any questions, general question, please ask. If not, I can stop recording this, and then you can have a reference this video for your reference. Okay, you can just follow it, and I'll make a schedule for all by keeping my date and what I'm conducting on each day, and relevant document also I can share with you. I already today I shared one document for a TR, right? TR documentation. So let me show that just for demonstration purpose, how I generally explain, right? So I'll go with this particular document. Okay, let me just share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Just confirm once.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so I'll be explaining detailed way, like how exactly types of request, transfer request will be there, workbench request, customization request, how exactly you can use the SCC1 transaction code to import the data from a development to a same testing system, right? In the same server, you can find development and testing also. The golden client, we call it, right? Development. Then development will be having two systems. One is about configuration. You do all the changes in the golden client, and then you will be importing to a testing client, which will be functional unit testing. SCC1 is a transaction code to be used that I can show it in SAP S/4HANA system also, how you can manage this configuration and then moving it, importing the changes TR to other system. Then which system you have an option, then I can explain about the steps, how you follow the configuration step like this, right? I can give some couple of examples, then capture the TR and all in this way, and how to release the TR and how to handle the like a movement of TR from a development to a quality production, right? That we will explain in that simple process will be there. Okay, and we follow the steps like this, and yeah, like similarly we can explain all this. I'll explain all these things, and it will be easy for you to follow the documentation and follow the session what I'm conducting. So if you refer this recording, and it will be easy for you to attend the interview with that kind of a knowledge. It will be crisp and clear, quick for you to refer, and you can refer the documentation, or you can refer the knowledge what I'm sharing on daily basis. Thank you all.